Welcome back, Weather Kingdom. How is everybody doing? All right, welcome. How is everybody doing? I hope everybody's doing all right. I know I haven't been live for a while. We're gonna All right, welcome. I hope everybody can hear me right. One moment. How's everybody doing right now? I know we haven't been live for a bit. We're going to be talking a little bit about this snow potential. I'm not going to be here giving snowfall forecasts. So anyone that asks me how much snow this is going to be in Long Island, I'm not going to give you guys a forecast. This is kind of the first upload of the year. I've been busy on the outside of this channel, working on some intros and some new information and areas. But we're going to be talking a little bit about this snow potential. What could this snow potential mean across the eastern United States? Because there is a lot when I'm talking about this. So give me one moment. I know it's not going to be a busy stream, but we are going to be looking for what's going on. Upload of the year. All right. I've been busy on the out. All right. So how is everybody doing? I'm gonna kind of go over the models, the ensembles, the pattern, and kind of do a bit of a dive on what could mean for good trends for a monster snowstorm, because this is one of the scenarios where it's a classic Miller A nor'easter from like the Gulf of Mexico, the south, and it goes up the East Coast, cause a monster snowstorm. The trends have gotten a bit better. I haven't posted about it in the last 3 to 4 days because it's been too far out and there's been a lot of uncertainty. The pattern's there for some significant snowfall across New York City, Boston, Philadelphia, Eastern Pennsylvania, Central Pennsylvania, all across Massachusetts, Connecticut, the Long Island, the shoreline, like a classic foot-plus snowstorm for everyone. It's possible. Monster snowstorm. But will it happen is on the question still. The tables, the things, there's a lot of things that's going to keep changing, but we are trending into better trends in the latest model guidance. And I would like to kind of figure that out with you guys.
Keep your hands warm with these windproofs. Just look at the grip on them. These are super nice, super comfortable. You can also use. I gotta get these guys out. Build this Schlotthauer.
Welcome. All right, so we're going to talk a little bit about this. Let's get it started. So this is your latest European model, right? I want you guys, actually, let me get one thing quick I need, and it's going to be Epic Pen. All right, good. We got our little pen here. So we're going to kind of draw out the pattern right now. So what's going on here? We got our ridge out in the west, warm, stable air, and then we got our trough coming in like this. All right, you can tell right here, and then boom. So we got a high pressure over here, This is bringing in that warmer air all the way up to Canada, into the west, California. So some pretty mild air kind of comes back into the Rockies, into Texas here, gets that warm air. But there's some things that is in the development here. So let's raise the pen here. Look, we got some southwest flow invading the mid-Atlantic and northeast, kind of like a cold front. This is a low pressure kind of moving like this. Okay, so we are across the warmer side of this, but we got some more mild air, colder air coming into the United States. That's going to help to set up our next snow potential, right? So when we're taking a look at this, I want you guys, come on, really? Alright, good. Sorry about that, you guys. So as we take a look at the next 48 hours, right? What does the pattern look like? This is kind of the same thing. The ridge out here gets even better. Coming up more like this. This is now the new pattern. And then boom. Look at that. You got some more colder air. That northwest flow. You got some snow showers. Lake effect snow going on. Yo, what's up? Nice to see you. Nothing much. We're just kind of talking a little bit about this event. And I'm kind of describing it here. We got that warm air flow from the south. This is kind of the new pattern in the next 2 days. Okay. This is going to set up for our next snowstorm as we take a look in the next 4 days. So as we look in the next 4 days, in 96 hours, we get a piece of energy coming from Canada that's going to move its way in, bring another shot of colder air. And we can really see that because we got a high pressure here, and we got our ridge all the way up in here. This is that new pattern. We're digging it more. Now we got something going on here. We got now a little bit of a boundary front setting up across the Gulf of Mexico, the southeast, Florida, in the southern parts. And then we got our cold front moving its way in and bringing that colder air. This sets up a bit of a pretty positive trough here. But what happens as we get through the next few days, look what happens. Latest zero, there's a trend on it, okay? I want you guys to look at this. You see what's going on here? We're getting more of a different scenario here. So this is the trough here. We get a little bit of a trough, positive tilt, kind of neutral here. It's actually not, kind of just neutral. It's about to try and go negative, and we could just tell by the jet stream here. Boom, we going like this. So big dip, and then boom, something like that. But we got a boundary front coming in here, right? All the way into Florida, Cuba, so Bahamas, so cold front, kind of making it down there. Then we got that precip coming in here. We get a kind of an inland event. And this is a different scenario than the kind of GFS kind of shows it. But look, we get a low pressure, and we get it to try and deepen. Look at the now differences. We got our high pressure ridge like this, but look at this. Boom, we going right up the East Coast. So now, instead of, the positive chill, we're kind of more like, we're still like this. And it's trying to start to go negative. And when this goes negative, it helps to bring a coastal low up the East Coast. We got the cold air in place. We actually, on the latest year, does see a little bit of a snow event in the inland parts of the Northeast here. Some pretty good snow. This is 995 low. This is going to keep changing in runs. But this is probably the most strongest run out of the Euro that's closest to the GFS. And when we take a look at this, look at this. The low continues to deepen. Look at how it just stalls there. We get a little bit of, we do get a nor'easter. We get a bit of a nor'easter. Our positive Our actually now negative tilted trough. You see how this works? Look what's going on now. Instead of it going straight down with the isobars, I want you guys to take a look. All right. Look what's going on here. Boom. Now it's out ahead of it. So now this is deepening at a 994. We got an inland snow event going on here. This is a nor'easter out of the European. Not a crazy nor'easter, but this is a very nice nor'easter going on. And this is not the GFS, you guys. This is the Euro. All right. And then boom, look at that. Gets off the coast, continues to intensify. We're talking about a snow event for the I-95. We're talking about 40 plus mile an hour winds. We're talking about a classic nor'easter. It's not the best in the snow. I mean, it does bring a good solid 4 to 8 inch snow event, but from previous model runs, it's trended better. And look at this. It goes kind of out, continues, and then boom. And then the pattern continues to be like this. It stays very cold after, some snow showers, some chances, and then boom. We start doing it again, you guys. This time, it's a positive tilt trough. We see this right here. Look at that. Very positive. But we're getting a little bit of precip down in here. So can this get out like this and turn this like this? There's a chance for that, okay? With the model data, okay? This will be the second storm. I really don't want to, I'm just trying to show you guys the pattern. We're going to talk a little bit more about the snow event as the days continue, if this continues to show. Look at that. We get a little bit of a low, and boom. We start to try and change it here, you guys. It's just a little bit like we try and get something from the coast to go up like this, but by this time comes in, it's just too late. All right, this trough starts to die, but what I can say is the pattern is there for nor'easter. Okay, not just one, could be even two. I just think one as of right now has the better chance. But look how this starts going up the coast. It's almost there. Look at that. Boom. Look how this just goes all the way from Florida up the coast. If this was a little bit closer, like right here, let's say this trough, this is a trough like this. If this was a little bit more like this, we'll be talking about a second bomb snowstorm across the Northeast. So we got two good chances, at least one of them to verify. So the table of snow is rising, the chances. I think the first one's rising a little bit more. The second one, it's just too far out. And then what does the pattern look even beyond that? Looks cold, looks windy, looks breezy, kind of calms down a bit. We see some snow showers. We see a little bit of a break in the action, nothing big. And then we see another snow shower right there in the Northeast. This one coming in with a cold front, and then something like that. And then another chance of someone trying to get off the East Coast again. Kind of holds on into the January, but the pattern looks to be changing. And it's looking to be changing for the better for the Northeast with more of a negative tilted troughs. And this could set up the stage for some significant snow as we get into February. I'm telling you guys, the chances are looking good. This is the best. This is one of the best models. All right, I just showed you guys the best model that I can show you. Okay. Now, when we take a look at the CFS, I want to look at long range. Hey, what do you think for Baltimore? Look, World Zero Guide, we're going to have to give it a little bit. Okay. The chances, I'm kind of giving you guys, the chances for Baltimore is pretty up there, I will say. I would say right now, I can't promise a snowstorm, but chances for snow, if you're in Maryland, Washington, D.C., Boston, New York, Long Island, the coastal regions, inner, the chances are increasing for some snow. Okay? We're going to put it at that. I don't want to say we're going to get a foot plus. All right? I don't even want to show snowfall totals. Not even right now. I mean, I'm not going to show you guys the European. I know you guys have been seeing a lot on social media about big snowfall, but that's not what I'm here. I'm kind of showing you guys I'm trying to give you guys an introduction on what we're going to be talking about in the next couple days. What does the pattern look like? And I'm going to continue to do this, really dive in with the pattern with you guys, because the pattern up in the upper levels really depends on if this stuff plays out to be true. All right. And I'm going to show you guys some of the millibars and what I'm talking about. So just give me just a few minutes. All right. This is our storm. This is the CFS. We're going to go all the way into like February. All right. I just want to look at the pattern into February. Okay. Because I'm trying to tell you guys the chances for snow is going to continue to increase. We're having a January thaw across Northeast. I know it's not the best, but we can't lie. If you guys are across Northeast, we had a cold December, cold November. We've been doing good with snow. There needs to be a warm-up in between of summer. But that's only lasting a week because temperatures are going to be dropping once again. Look at this. Next nor'easter here. Boom! The CFS says classic Miller A. Look how this comes up. A classic Miller A nor'easter. Even the CFS here wants to show a classic. And this is the first system. Alright? Look at the second one. Boom! Another nor'easter. I'm not saying this is going to play like this. But the pattern for the next at least two systems are looking... The chances are much higher than previous years on some significant snow. Doesn't mean this is going to play out like this. I'm just showing you guys the patterns there for some big snowstorms. All right. Then we keep going. We see a bit of a cold front. We see it kind of quiets and then gets a little bit active. We get some more ice events, snowstorms to rain. We get this type of deal. And then the pattern just stays pretty good, though, with a lot of blocking highs, some snow potential. And then you see what the pattern is? Kind of showing more into an ice event into February across the Northeast. We have to take this with a grain of salt. And then the chances looks to me some southern snow. But look at that. An active pattern going into February here. A very active pattern. There's going to be a battle line with winter. But the next two systems have a chance for some pretty good snowfall across the Northeast. All right. So when we talk about the models, all right, let's take a look at the icon. Okay. I want to take a look at the icon with you guys. Let's just see, what does the icon show? We're just going to get a good look at all the models. That's hard. All right. Look at the latest icon. Next system, boom, it just misses. Look at that. It's getting better, though. We're seeing more of a Miller A, boom. If we go into 0Z last night, look at this. It was way more off the coast compared to the 12Z. Much closer, bringing actually some chances of snow. More of a deeper low, more of a negative, just a little late. Look at it, just, boom, just a little bit late. If this happened a little bit down here, we'll be talking about a widespread 2 feet snowstorm across the Northeast with the icon. So, from last night, from yesterday even, 12Z, things have trended better in the last 24 hours with the icon. What about the Euro? All right. If we look at we already looked at the 12Z here. Let's look at the 6Z. 6Z had it a lot more off the coast. See how this is? This was all the way over here. Now it has it all the way over there. And then it has the next one. Let's go to the 0Z. It had it even farther off the coast. It didn't even have any snow. So and then we go into, let's say, 18Z last night. Boom. Even farther off. 12Z of yesterday. Way out here. So, I'm trying to show you guys the runs previous to this. And then look at the 6Z. Boom, way out there. So, to now, things have trended a lot better for a significant snow event. Am I saying that now the European is jumping on board? We're going to have to give it a few more days. I want to look at the pattern. I want to look at the jet stream. Basically, there's some playing parts here. Okay, let's take a look at 200 millibar. So this is kind of the jet stream, the troughs and ridges. All right, doesn't mean any warm or cold. Look at the next system, you guys, as we take a look at this. You see, on the 6Z, This was the trough axis. It was a little bit more positive tilted. So for a nor'easter, the low was kind of going out in here, out ahead of this, and zooming off up here. It wasn't connecting. But when we take a look at the latest euro, all right, let's go back in here. Let's take a look at the latest euro here. I want to show you guys. You see how instead, you guys can tell by the blue lines here too. So just give me one moment. Look at the latest positive sign. Wait. That's 0Z. Let's go to 12Z. Look at the latest sign of this. You see how instead of the 6Z, more of a positive tilt, right? You can tell it's leaning more to the left. Look at the latest euro. It's pointing more neutral to this side. You see how that is? Let me kind of keep that marking. Let's go into there. You see how, I know it's a little bit off, but you see how this is the latest euro with the lining here? But look at the last euro. A little bit more positive. This is a little bit more on the negative side. So the troughing makes a big difference. If it's negative, we got a snowstorm. If it's positive, we got hardly of nothing. That's how these two next systems are going to be. Okay? I'm kind of giving you guys the baseline of these next two potential snow events. Am I saying it's going to happen? No. I'm not. But I'm trying to show you guys some trending, some of that, and some information. Let's take a look at the European AI model. It's been doing pretty good. It likes the European solution. It likes to put out a Miller A. It likes a little bit of an inland, and look at that. You got snow all the way down in Tennessee. You got a snow event really in the making. This is actually the trough. Believe it or not, it's turning. It's neutral. So we got something, and then it's going to turn into a negative. All right? And just watch how this is European AI model. It develops a nor'easter right there. Not exactly in time, but look at that. Just look at this. Look at this. Boom. Look how negative this is. Bam. We got a negative. That means we got a rapidly deepening. If this was right here, we're talking about bigger. The more negative tilted this is, and the closer these two are, the bigger the snowstorm. And this is the AI model the AI model has done good this year. So we're going to have to keep an eye on the AI models. But it likes to bring, Carolinas into the snow event all along the coastal regions. Okay. Did it show it back in the 6Z? It did. Boom. It was very good there too. It showed snow right there too. So and don't worry, it's just because it's a different computer model. The 0Z also holding it on together with the nor'easter chances in the last 3 runs. Solid. No big movement. We go to 18Z. This is where it didn't connect. This is another difference. You see how here on the last night run, the trough was a little bit more positive? You see how it's leaning this way? And now when we take a look at the latest run, you see how instead of it going this way, we are now going a little bit this way. You see the differences? You see how that X is? This is the latest, and this was the first of yesterday. This is yesterday's, this is today's. Number 2 is today. All right? You see the differences? So the model trending on the AI model has done good. What about the AI on the GFS? That's another very important. It likes to. It does the same thing, you guys. Here you guys go. Boom. I know it's showing green. It doesn't mean rain. It's just, this is a brand new model. Some new models with the AI. If I really want, I can get another website that will show the snow. This is all cold. When we take a look at the temperatures, yeah, boom. See, all 32s. We're good, you guys. Don't worry. We got an event. But look at that. We got a nor'easter to go up the East Coast. Boom. On the 12Z aphis, they like some big snow. All right. We go to 6Z. Show the similar idea a little bit later. Right? I'm just trying to show you guys some of that. 0Z. On the AI, still showed it. 18Z. Still showed it of something, right? And 12Z from yesterday, boom, still showed it. So the AI model's been very consistent in the last 24 hours on something. And the European has fallen in line with the AI models. So that tells me keep an eye on the watch of the AI models tonight. We are going to go live tonight for 0Z runs. I know I didn't go live last night. I got out of work very late. But this is a good starting point on what we are looking for. I'm going to explain this in very great detail tonight. And I'm going to see if I can get someone to join in that we haven't done a good live stream. So please, everybody, go to your friends, family, people that are very interested into the snow potential next week. Get your friends and family into the channel. We have a lot to talk about. All right. And for lastly, but actually, we could technically look. We're going to take a look at the ensembles too. So let's go into EPS quickly. I want to just take a look at what this is kind of showing. Okay. Look at that. Ooh. So close. Look at the amount. Okay. It really doesn't go out that far. Wow. All right. Let's go into here. Let's go in the latest ensembles. Look at that. The next storm. Boom. We get a snowstorm out of 4, 8, 6, 1, 7, 12, 14, 15, 18, 17, 16, 10. You see all these ensembles I just marked? We get some snow chances, everybody. Even the ensembles on the 12Z GFS is gearing up. And look at 7 here. Oh, that's just beautiful monster. And look at the ensemble snowfall. Ooh. If this stuff happens here, it's getting better from 6Z to now. Look at it. All of a sudden, from the 6Z to 12Z. A lot more snow. 0Zs. A lot less. To now, boom, we're seeing some better chances here. And the mean snowfall, too. Let's take a look at 6Z. Boom. Wait. Yeah, you see how this is different? Look. 6Z was farther north. Latest 12Z, boom, a little bit closer. 0Z a little farther away. 18Z. I mean, look how the trending is getting a little bit better in today's running of the models. Okay? And lastly, but not least, the lovely GFS. GFS says, welcome home. We got a snowstorm on the way. It's the most aggressive. Usually is. Boom. It digs completely like the Euro, you guys. The Euro and GFS and the AI models are all in agreement on the type of system. Miller A. Look at the GFS. It's a full-blown blizzard. How can you tell? Just take a look at the isobars. I mean, you're talking about a millibar pressure right here of 992. I mean, look at the troughing here, too. This is the best thing you want to see. Look at the trough. It is digged into here. This is what you want to see for a monster snowstorm. Okay? You got a trough that's digging and very negative. And this is going to bring snow from Tennessee all the way up to New England. But take the GFS for granted. But I'm just saying, we need to keep an eye out on the models. Look at that. Boom. It absolutely explodes. A blizzard of the century. Of the century across the Northeast here. You're talking about 40 to 60 mile an hour winds. You're talking about thumping snow, heavy snow. You're talking about a classic blizzard for everyone. But take it with a grain of salt. And then we see that second nor'easter, and boom, look at that. And then after that, the pattern kind of quiets, and then we get some more snow chances into February. Look at that. The pattern gets a little bit more active going to February. But look at this next two. Boom. Snowstorm from Texas all the way down Gulf, and boom. We got this snowstorm. I'm not even going to show you guys the snowfall, okay? But you guys see the differences on the models? The chances, the trending is getting better. And that's something we're going to have to keep an eye out on, okay? I think that kind of wraps it up for this live stream. We've been going for 30 minutes. Hey, Weather Kingdom, all models are in agreement. This looks promising. Nice to see you. This does look pretty promising. We have to wait. I am going live tonight. Stay tuned. One second. It'll be about 10:30, everybody. We're getting some more people here. Let's get some more people here. So basically, what I just covered, if you guys want to rewatch it, if you guys are just joining in, please like the live stream. Let's get more people into tonight. We are going to be ending it here in just a few. I'm glad that I got to do this live stream with you guys. And I'm telling you, time frame is the 16th. Just remember this. This would be a time frame for January 16th. All right. This across the Northeast, this will start developing. If the GFS was right, we're going to take it a grain of salt. Say it's the 15th at 1 in the morning. And this starts at 1 p.m. on January 15th and goes all the way into, this is like a 24-hour to 36-hour snowstorm. And this is a very strong deepening low. And if we look at the last trends with the GFS, it's been different. The 6Z had more of a Euro solution. Look how the Euro and GFS 6Zs were. You see how this looks exactly like the Euro. And then it deepens low like that. And then this is our second one that doesn't even show up that much. But the pattern continues to look good. And then this was last night's 0Z. This is the most aggressive of them all. It deepens it the most. And when I mean negative, I mean we're talking about 9 lower 80s. I mean, this would be about 60 mile an hour winds. If this scenario happened, you guys, take everything with a grain of salt. GFS trends to be a little bit more on the aggressive side. So do not promise this. We need that negative tilted trough. Look at the GFS. Take this with a grain of salt. This was last night. Things have changed. But the models are kind of trending into this. Look at this negative tilted trough. This would be like, I don't want to say it, but a snow hurricane. Yeah, and the 0Z last night, this would be a full-out snow hurricane. Where this just makes landfall. This comes completely in and bombs out. You're talking about 60-plus mile an hour winds with dust. All right. Take this with a grain of salt, Weather Kingdom. We're going to be watching this, but look at that. If this is dreams to come true, if this stuff happens, something like this, and then up the coast. I'm not even going to show you guys snowfall totals, but the pattern looks good after that. Okay? The ensembles are a little bit better. I'm going to be back here with the 18Z and mostly the 0Z. I want to take a look at all the 0Z data and maybe get a few people joining in. So if you guys are new to the channel, please come back tonight, subscribe to the channel, like, and please stay tuned, Weather Kingdom. We have a long year ahead, and I really would appreciate for everybody to join in the stream. Thank you for all the support. This stream, I actually went a little bit better in the beginning. There was only like 1 to 3 people, but we are definitely getting it up in the latest. Let's get some more likes. If you guys are here, thank you guys for watching. Let's get up to like at least 5 likes. Let's get up to 5 likes, everybody. So smash that like button. It will help this channel out. Let's get a goal of 2,000 subs this year. Let's do it, Weather Kingdom. If you guys are new to the channel, I'm glad to see you. I hope you enjoyed the live stream. If you have any questions, leave it in the comment below. I'll get right back to you. I do work in about an hour, so I will be busy this afternoon. That's why I'm making a live stream for 10:30. Boom! There it is, everybody. Mark that on the calendar. Fresh data. Boom, look at that. So join up, everybody. All right. World Zero Guide. I hope to see you there. Who's joining? Anyone else would be awesome. I hope everybody enjoyed the stream. If you have any questions or concerns, please feel free. I'm glad to be back here on the channel. We should continue to do this, you guys. I have some special videos and shorts to come out with, and hopefully let's get it up to 2,000 subs, you guys. That would be awesome. Let's do it. Smash the like button. If you guys are just joining, let's get up to 5 likes. Let's do it. I really think we should. We're at 3 likes. Come on, 2 more. 2 more likes.